Hi everyone, I'm Ashley here at Dunrovin Ranch, and I'm joining you today to do a saddle cleaning demonstration. Um, our saddles are in need of some polishing and some love for the next season that we're going to be coming up in the spring and the summer. So I'm going to go over the different parts of the saddle, taking it apart, putting it back together, and how I'm going to polish it. So I'm going to go over my supplies that I have. First and foremost, I have our saddle soap. Comes in a little metal tin, and it's basically just like a brick. Looks like ours has been well loved, and I got to pick up some more before I polish the rest of the saddles. But basically, you just get some of these sponges or soft cloth wet. So I've got my sponges, and I've got, in Montana fashion, a growler full of water. And then I've also got some different kinds of toothbrushes, and also just a soft rag that I can use at the end to kind of get all of the polish off the saddle. So I'm going to go ahead and start by dropping a photo of a saddle into our live chat. If it'll copy, paste, maybe. Nope, I'm going to drop a link. Okay, so Happy New Year, Cass. I also wanted to do this so that we can kind of do like a live Q&A session. If you guys have any questions for me, or we can just chit chat. But basically, I'm going to start taking off the cinch, which is on the far side of the saddle, the off side. Take that off. We also have a leather breast collar in this saddle, so I'm going to take that off, and that'll get polished up too. Basically, like, the importance of polishing the saddle is just like any leather care you want to do. It keeps it conditioned, keeps it clean, keeps it from getting cracked over time. And then, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and leave the stirrups and the cinch on, but I just want to get everything off that's not leather. So I'm going to take my little sponge here and just get it wet with the water. I've cleaned saddles, I think, once or twice. I was very young. It was when I was taking horse riding lessons. And it was before a big show that we had. We had to clean all of our own tack and equipment and everything. So, but I've polished like leather boots and stuff too, which it can be pretty fun and therapeutic. You just kind of get into the groove. So I'm sticking the sponge in the tin here just to kind of pick up some of the product, which I'm definitely going to have to go get some more. So once I get a nice little lather on the sponge, I'm going to go ahead and start. So I'll just start on the big upper skirt up here and just working it in small little circles. I hope everyone had a fun New Year. I was down in Hamilton in the Bitterroot Valley, and as I was driving into town, I saw at the Albertsons parking lot they were selling fireworks. And then a little later on in the night, I heard all of these loud banging noises coming from outside, and I was just really confused. And then we look outside, and it's fireworks, and I was like, "Oh wait, yeah, they were selling fireworks just outside of town." All right. So you can see even just with that little bit, the difference already. It's bringing out that nice mahogany color in the saddle. I guess I'm going to have to run to Tractor Supply later tonight and go get some more saddle soap because we've got like 14 saddles that need to be polished. Get some more water, get some more soap. I thought we had more tins of this, but the other tins that we have are like leather conditioner. not the soap itself. So time for some new supplies. I like the smell of the saddle soap too, but that's a horse girl thing. You like the smell of horses, you like the smell of leather, like the smell of saddle soap. So this is the pommel of the saddle I'm doing right now, and then go up to the horn, right up top. All those little nooks and crannies. That's why it's nice to do it with a sponge. It's very flexible, and you can get in all the little crevices and stuff. Which earlier this year, I went through all of the saddles with a nice, like, soft microfiber towel, and I kind of wiped off all of the dust. So there's not too much like left on here. It's really just all of the tooling and the detailing that's going to need to be polished up. And probably around 2:30 is when I'm going to do some groundwork with Augie. Not anything too crazy, just kind of assessing where he's at, especially with his leg injury that we've been dealing with for the past month and a half now. He is doing a lot better. That one day when we decorated all the horses and he was limping, I think it was due to him just kind of running around, being all excited. Everyone is a little crazy meeting all the horses again. And so I'm kind of hoping that that's not going to continue, and try and get him gradually worked back into being able to run in the round pen. But I definitely just want to start him at a nice little walk. Just get ourselves reacquainted with being in the classroom. But starting this next Monday, Brandon and I are going to begin our training for him, and eventually, once we get our little sleigh built, teach him how to drive. And then later today, we're going to go ahead and switch out Garnet for Chinook, switch out our masked marauders, and then maybe sometime next week, we're going to swap out Mystery, probably for some other horses. So, because Mac is going to be working with Canner, working on training him as we're doing our Horses as Healers program this month. So Canner's going to stay home, and he's just going to have to figure out how to get along without Mystery. Just like Augie has to figure out how to get along without Mama. That's already looking so much better. All these little hiding spots. Our saddles are definitely in really good shape. They've been taken care of over the years, I can tell. They just need a little TLC every now and then. But I mean, a good leather saddle will last you forever. So you can kind of see some of the dirt starting to come up off of the sponge. Check the chat. Oh, thanks, Isla, for putting that picture in there. And Happy New Year to everyone. I hope it was nice and relaxing, since none of us got to go out anywhere. I tried my hardest to stay up until midnight, sitting on the couch, and I literally dozed off 5 minutes before midnight, and then I woke up at 12:15, and I was like, dang it, I fell asleep. Just wanted to give a proper send off to 2020. Yeah, you can see the difference between the uncleaned and the new clean stuff. So this is very satisfying to do. It's just really cold in the tack room, so I was like kind of hesitant getting out here and doing this, but it's pretty fun. My hands are going to smell like saddle soap for like a week now. This is Whiskey's saddle. So this nice deeper mahogany color is going to look really good on his red fur. Get the metal ornaments too. Nice and shiny again. And my little straps here. So I'm just going to take it like a taco with the sponge and pull it all the way down. Get it nice and shiny. When I was in high school, I was in an NJROTC program, Navy Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, and we had leather boots that we wore as part of our uniform. So every Sunday before uniform day, I would be out in the garage polishing my boots because we would have to do a uniform inspection on, we only had to wear uniforms one day a week. So I had to polish my boots, and then anytime before a competition, we would all just have kind of like a big boot polishing powwow at school, and then we would just leave our boots there overnight so nobody forgot their boots. Except guess what? Mine got forgotten at school one time. So I basically had on some like black sneakers to try and kind of like blend in with everyone else. And I only got docked 1 point for not having boots on. And I was so bummed because they were so shiny and so pretty. My instructor was not very happy about that, but I wasn't the one who loaded the uniforms onto the bus. They just got forgotten behind. I think they were my shoe boxes in like a weird spot in the equipment room. Looking good. So eventually I'll work my way through all the saddles that we have and then do all of the leather pieces on the bridles, which the bridles I'm not really looking forward to taking apart because those I'm not too savvy with putting back together. The saddles are pretty straightforward. I'm going to do, this is the fender, I believe. Yep, fender. And some of our saddles, like the one that I use on Raz and the one that I will use on Dugan and Mystery, they have a synthetic skirt and a synthetic fender. So those don't really require any polishing, but I wish we had like a fabric treatment or something. So that way we could get those cleaned up because they're a little bit worn and stained, but it makes the saddle a lot lighter to not have full leather everywhere. And I see that I love you're getting ready to fix New Year's supper. Can you tell me what you're going to make? Last night for my New Year's Eve dinner, I made it's called chicken divan. It's like a broccoli and chicken and cheese casserole with these amazing breadcrumbs on top. That was so good. And it was really quick to put together. I really just had to like boil the chicken, cook the broccoli, and then you make this like chicken and cheese and sour cream sauce that goes in it. You throw it in the oven for like 20 minutes because everything's already cooked. Just get it nice all bubbly and melty together. It was so good. Do you have saddle soap? Do you leave the saddle soap on? No, it doesn't really stay on. It kind of just like works its way into the leather. And then at the very end, I can take the wet rag and go over it and just kind of get all the residue off. And then we have leather conditioner that goes on at the very end. So this will make it nice and soft and shiny. Fried potato cakes, cabbage, flaky biscuits. Yum! I love to cook. My other job in Missoula, I worked at a grocery store in the deli. It was the good food store. It's kind of like Missoula's version of Whole Foods. So we made everything from scratch in the deli. It was all organic ingredients. And I've always had a passion for cooking. I've been watching Food Network since I was like this tall. I was more interested in watching Iron Chef America than I was interested in watching cartoons. I just think I like really appreciate the art and the science behind food and the creativity that people have with it. So you can see like the underside is getting kind of cracked and worn. Typically, like people don't polish that side of it. So I could definitely like just kind of go over it just to get the dirt and the dust off because that can be abrasive and scratch up the leather. But usually people aren't too concerned about the underside of things because that's not what you see. So we have the connection with the stirrup back here, and this little piece slides up and down to kind of lock the stirrup buckle in place. So I'm just giving that a little rub too. And then just the back side of the stirrup, because when the foot is in the stirrup, you can actually see this part of it. So you want to clean up this side too. And we'll do the keeper. And the tweaks are the cooks. Potato cakes will be made. Leftover potatoes, just something to do with the leftovers. Very smart. I'm actually not a big fan of leftovers. When I cook, I try to cook like a 1 or 2 serving kind of deal, but it just makes it annoying to cook every day. But I don't really like microwaving my food. So I like being able to repurpose leftovers. Like if I have leftover fajitas or something, I'll pop them in a pan with some eggs in the morning and make a scramble. That side's looking good. Yeah, sponge is getting nice and dirty. rag has hay on it. I have just like a soft microfiber rag. I'm going to go through and just rub off any residue from the saddle soap. I'm curious what getting in there with the toothbrush is going to do. This is a really soft bristle toothbrush, and then I'm going to get it in the soap. Let's see. So there's all this tooled leather back here that the sponge didn't quite get. Yeah, that gets in all the little spots. I remember when I was a kid, my mom would give me like a specific grout cleaning toothbrush and just let me go to town on the kitchen tiles. I thought it was fun. And of course, she got free cleaning out of it. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, it just gets all of the accumulated dust out of all the detailing. I think Augie will get saddled this year. Possibly. We should definitely start getting him used to wearing a saddle, but he's definitely not ready to be ridden yet. He's going to be a pretty big horse, and you don't want to start riding them before the age of 5, just so that way their bones are really developed, and that way it'll prevent a lot of back problems later in their life. So we could give him a couple more years to get a little bit bigger. Because he's big and he's tall, but he's very lanky right now, and he's still definitely developing. And I think he needs to fill out quite a bit more before we do ride him. There's a lot of people that are, different opinions on what age you can start riding a horse, but the overwhelming majority say that just wait. Horses live a long time. You're going to have a lot of years to ride them. And a lot of show horses and like racing horses and stuff that do get ridden before the age of 4, 5, 6 develop back problems very early on. So why not give them the best quality of life and just wait a couple years until they're really ready for it? But we could certainly get him used to the idea of having a saddle on and just like teach him how to walk up to the mounting block, how to stand there. I could certainly put a saddle on him and then just kind of start like putting my weight on him without getting on all the way. And that would just get him used to a rider getting on his back. Okay. I don't know what it is or why. I just love cleaning things. I love the satisfaction of like making it shiny. Probably from all of those years of polishing boots, but I love it. And like working in the kitchen for so long, it's really satisfying. Like if you're on the closing shift and at the end of the day, you like clean out all of your refrigerators and stuff and get all of the food particles out. And then you get to make all the stainless steel all shiny again at the end of the day. So I just added some water to my microfiber just to get it majority of the soap out of there. So it's definitely not going to like lather up on a saddle again. It looks so good. I'll pick it up here and show you guys the difference. So this is the clean, shiny side. And then this is how it looked before. So you can see it really brought out that like real mahogany color rather than this like dusty tan. No heater in the tack room. No, there was unfortunately not a heater in the tack room, which like it is, I don't know, maybe 10 degrees warmer than it is outside, but like it's still cold in here. I don't really like hanging out in here if I don't have to. And then like over the summer, it was hotter in here than it was outside. So I would just like leave the doors open because I did like some organizing a couple days because it was pretty messy when I first started working here. So I did that. So I've got about 4 or 5 minutes left on this broadcast, and then I'm going to go grab Augie. So I guess, I really want to do the Latigo down here. Yeah, I think that would be super fun. So, but there's definitely a lot more saddles. We're going to do this again, probably, once a week or so, like an hour at a time. It does take some time to get each saddle done. So I don't know if anyone wants to hang out for 2 hours of slow TV, but I'll be working. Wow. It's amazing the color difference that happens. You can see this was kind of like this color before, but now it's this like super dark mahogany color. I think I just need to bring my speaker out here one day and just have a little dance party, polishing party. Get Ryan and Chelsea in on it. Oh yeah. Well, thanks for joining me today. Let me get back in view. I'm going to finish up this other side probably later tonight or tomorrow, and just continue with polishing the saddles. So I'll try and record it as I go. Maybe I'll do some like time lapses or something like that we can plug in on like a Monday social kind of thing. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something. I had a lot of fun just kind of getting in here and talking to you guys. So you hear Gertie screaming. It's almost time for her dinner. I'm going to go grab Augie, and then I will see you guys in the arena. Bye.